Now to high school football, the season hitting stride in its second week. Stony Point halfway through a very unique non-district schedule, inviting Converse Wagner to town. This is how the Tigers tailgate. They get their game faces on, literally. Students covering themselves in paint. They fine-tune the instruments to be loud and proud with lots to cheer about right now because their football team is playing determined. They make it look easy. Sam Kelly walking in for the touchdown on the opening drive, and then Aaron Sharp, one of their two fine quarterbacks, airing it out to Cody Jones. 56-14, Stony Point wins. They've now won their two games by a combined 77 points and host Mexico's Monterrey Tech this Thursday in our KBVO Big Game of the Week. There was a showdown at House Park on Friday between Belton and Austin High. This is just a small snapshot of the many highlights. Jordan Jaquez lofting it to Linus Boley for the score, but Belton boasts one of the most talented quarterbacks in the country, David Ash. Committed to Texas for next year, accounted for 8 touchdowns, that to Joe Henderson. Jaquez had 6, 4 of them to Caleb Jones. With the amazing one-handed grab right there, the Maroons finally win it in overtime, 66-63. Now to the state's longest active win streak, and Lake Travis coming off their first win under Hank Carter, a comebacker over Westlake, and they got another big test from Hendrickson. Michael Brewer to Alex Matthews, who gets a foot down, but the Hawks were no pushovers. Damarian Jackson with the keeper as tempers start to fly in a very competitive game, but watch the athleticism by Brewer to escape the sack right here and have the presence of mind to throw the touchdown to Michael Poyman. They extend their run to 48 straight, 34-24, with defending state champ Alito coming to town this week. Cedar Park also with their sights on Lake Travis this year, visiting Colleen Ellison on Friday, and this was all Timberwolves. Matt Posey, home run ball to Joe Washington. Cedar Park rolls 41-9. Vista Ridge got to march onto their new home field for the first time, hosting Harker Heights at New Gupton Stadium. Rangers turning some heads this year. Kyle Sullivan to Jalen Harris. Great concentration in the back of the end zone, and then tightening up on their defense. Cooper Foster with the interception on C.J. Rodriguez. That would set up a touchdown run by Chris Scholes. 31-21, Vista Ridge already doubled their win total from 09. They're now 2-0. Hutto Hippos off to a great start, traveling to Waco University last week. No shortage of offense from the Hippos. Ryan Higgins hits Keaton Knapp deep, and then Xavier Wynn would punch it in from there. Hutto wins handily, 51-22. Hill Country rivals met in Wimberley, the Texans and the Tigers of Dripping Springs, but Wimberley wins the bragging rights. Dennis Smith rips off a 60-plus yard run for the touchdown here. 33-14 the final. Texans 2-0 to start the season. Our KXAN.com game of the week was out at Monroe Stadium next to New Vandergrift High School. The Vipers in their first varsity season hosting Taylor. And look at this guy go. Euron Shear slicing and dicing his way through the Ducks defense. Still no seniors on this team, so a very young group with a lot of potential, locked in a back-and-forth battle. Taylor had their own talent. Lorenzo Sanford would march in for the score, and the Ducks win on a late field goal, 31-28. Be sure to go online to the KXAN.com sports page each week to cast your vote.